Today we're going to be showing you a hair tutorial. I'm using my sister. This is Ashley. Say hi.
Hi.
I'm using her just so you guys can see like how I'm doing it. And just for my first one, it'll be easier to grasp what I'm doing. This is going to be Kim Kardashian / Selena Gomez inspired. A little bit bohemian, so if that's your kind of feel, keep watching. Leave a comment below and let me know what you think. Alright guys, so I'm just going to show you a couple things you're going to need. You're going to definitely need hairspray. You know that's a necessity. A spray bottle of a little bit of water. 2 elastics. We're using colorful ones because she wants it to be a little colorful today. A comb. This is a definite. And just any kind of bobby pins. As long as you have them, you should be good. Alright. Okay, so first we're going to start. We're going to make it 3 sections. The one section is going to be on the side with less hair of her part. The other section is going to be on the side with more hair of her part. And then the last section in the back, you're not going to need. All you're going to need to do is just leave that for now. But we'll start with the first section. Take your comb. And you're going to start from the ear, the back of the person's ear. Whether you're doing this on yourself, it's going to be a little bit different hand placement-wise, but other than that, this should all be the same. So, start from the back of the ear right here. Take your comb and draw it all the way up to where her part is, and then you're going to separate it, and you should end up with the perfect section. Now, I'm going to say this a couple times. It's more of a boho feel, so it's not going to need to be perfect, but however you feel you want. Part should come all the way up to the crown, so if it's not perfect, like I said, go back and do it, because once you pass this step, there's not going to be any changing it. Alright. Now, for those of you who are going to be doing this by yourselves, you're not going to have extra hands to hold this, so just use a clip, but now that she's here, I'll have her hold this. Alright. This back section we're going to leave, and then we're going to turn her and have her do the same thing to the other side. So we're going to start right by the ear. This side's going to be more, because this side has a lot more hair than the other side. So just be mindful of that. Alright, just draw the comb right up. You might need to do it more than once just to get a feel for it. From the back of the ear to the back of the part. Alright. Now that that's sectioned off, I'm going to have her hold the same thing on this side. Please. Alright. And just in case, you might need a brush too, so we're just going to brush her hair out just to get all those extra knots out. Alright. Now, we're going to take this extra little bit of hair, tie it out of the way, taking one of those bobby pins and just secure here. Now this isn't going to stay like this. We're just doing this for now because if it was in a ponytail, we would get all those extra flyaways stuck in her braids, which we don't want. We're going to start with this side. Take the brush it out a little. Alright, now you're going to start with your water, spray it down. Just want to get it a little wet. Now she has particularly fine hair, so it's straight and fine, so we want to give it a little bit of texture. And to do that, we're just going to take a little bit of hairspray, not too much because we don't want it to be crazy hard, but definitely take a little bit of hairspray, give it a little bit of texture, and you'll see how it goes. Alright, now to start, we're going to start at the front of her head, working our way back. You might want to use the comb, but I'm going to show you guys how to do it. A basic French braid is basically what we're doing. Alright, you're going to take this and section it off into 3 pieces. 1, 2, and 3. Now you're going to take the top left piece and put it over the middle piece. And then from there, take the bottom right piece and put it over what is now the middle piece. So the original piece that was on the left side should now be on the right, and the original piece from the right side should now be in the middle. Sounds confusing, but once you get it, once you see it, you'll get it. Now you're just going to keep doing the same thing, except as you're doing it, you're just going to add hair in. So, we're going to fast forward through this part and see you guys once the final product is here. Okay, now we're just taking the last couple pieces of hair. Once you get towards the ear, At this point, you're going to kind of be going downwards a little bit, so you want to try your hardest to just keep it on that nice diagonal that you've created. Adding in the last couple of pieces now. If you want to go for a more elegant feel and not so much the boho, you can go down here and just take a couple of pieces out, and then if you decide to not do natural hair at the end and curl or straighten, you can straighten or curl those front pieces. So, like I said, just finish off what you're doing. By now, hopefully you have the hang of it, otherwise, who knows what you're doing. Alright, now we're done with this. We're just going to take the last 3 pieces and braid them, I'm going to say about 3/4 of the way down, so leave, depending on the length of the hair, hers is going to be probably 2 inches of hair left outside of the hair tie. Alright, so we're braiding down, approaching the bottom. Okay. Now once we're here, you got about 2 inches left. You want to take your little elastic and put it on. Make sure it's not too tight, because number 1, that does not feel good in your hair. And number 2, you don't want to have too tight of a feel, because we're going to go back and loosen this whole braid up. So I'm going to fast forward past this, and you'll see us once we're done with the other side. Okay, now that we've finished this side, we're finishing up on this side. We just did the same thing. It's a basic French braid, and now we're just going to finish up by doing the 3-strand braid that we did the same thing the other side. Okay. If it's a little messy, a little fly leaves here and there, that's alright. Like I said before, we're going to keep it boho, for her at least. She's going to wear this to school. So now that you're here, take your little elastic, tie it off. We're going to take this braid and just measure to make sure that you see they're about the same length, because in the end that will matter. Okay. So, we're going to do this on this side and the other side, but I'll show you how to do it on this side. You're going to start at the bottom of the braid and take 2 fingers and just ever so slightly pull apart until you see this almost like flattened effect. So the braid goes from this big, thick thing. This can also give you thickness and volume to your braid. So that's definitely what we want to do, especially like I said, because it's going to be boho. So try your hardest, almost just to like flower it out. It looks like petals almost. Okay, so you can go back through, pull the ones that you really need to pull, loosen it where it needs to be loosened. It tightens up after a little while, so try your hardest to keep it as loose as possible. Pull up here. You can even go back into the actual French braid and loosen it, but for now this looks alright. Now that this side is done, we're going to have her turn around and do the same thing on the other side. Now once it looks like you would like it to look, we're going to have her turn around again, facing the back now. Take out this little bobby pin and let the hair fall down. Alright, and we're going to do this last section. This is a little added in extra. Hold those pieces, please.
Sure.
Okay, now back here, we're just going to do one little French braid. So you don't need the comb for this, because this is more, like, not as precise. We're going to section off the hair one last time, and just take it from here up. Just the crown, basically. And get it as close as you can to what you'd like. If you'd like to use the comb, you could. Hold that a second. Alright. Now do the same thing with this bottom part, just to keep it out of the way. Okay. Bobby pin this off, and we are good to go. Now, once I'm towards the end, I'm going to show you that you don't need this, but if you're going for more of that funky, cute hair look, that's what you're going to want to do. You can just go through there. Now we're just going to do the basic French braid that we did in the front on the back too. Now you should have this all done. We're going to leave this thing in here. Now you can finally take out this underneath piece and let it go. This we just changed the hair tie that was here to down here just for an easier effect. And this one, if you want to fan out and make it bigger, you can, but you don't have to. Okay, so now, starting with this side, we're going to bring it across this first braid. Take a bobby, actually, you could take a bobby pin and pin it there, but we're, like I said, we're going to go for the more funkier effect. So take this other one, stick it through almost like you're going to be doing a knot, and pull. Alright? Now it looks like a bundle of braids. You could take this, grab both sides of the hair, and just pin it right into her head. Next part, going to take a bobby pin on the other side and do the same thing. Once you feel like it's as close as you can get it to being secure, you can leave it. I think, for me, it takes maybe 2 bobby pins, and if you can, try and crisscross them in the inside. Okay, now I'm going to take this side off and finish braiding what I can. Like I said, if you can either do this the elegant way or just basically leave it like this boho. For the boho, I would definitely suggest doing this last end of braiding. But alright, now you're going to take a bobby pin with this extra piece and just hook it under there. And then those pieces will hang for now. We will tuck those back in once we finish with this later. Alright, and then the same thing here. This part is going to go through. And you can arrange these, like I said, however you want. It's going to be more funky than whatever you want to call it. So take the braided pieces, grab as much hair from one side as you can at a time. Alright. Now, like I said, this piece is going to be hanging, so you can just tuck that under there or do whatever fits for you. Okay, now this last piece, you can either leave this hanging or there's another way to do it. You can take this and twist it through both sides like this. It's going to end up like that. And then cross it over. Her hair isn't that long, so the last part wouldn't go as far through. But you would just tuck that last piece under and have these little pieces hang. Now this can get bobby pinned in and it will look awesome. I particularly like these. This is more of like, I keep on saying, that funky girl hairstyle. So, if that's what you like, then go ahead and do it. But if not, and also, it depends on the length. So just continuing, remembering that while you're finishing this hairstyle. Okay, now this is the finished product. I'm going to show you guys what it really looks like. It's really pretty. Definitely a new type of way to do hair. It's got 3 French braids all bundled into one at the end, and it just really flatters the face from the front too. Alright, Ash. Thanks, guys.